See? Easy. The Who's riding it first? What's up, everybody? Today on Cars and Cameras, we're starting a brand new engine experiment. We don't want to call it a build because there's a lot going on here. We have an inline twin-cylinder military generator engine that we're going to hook up to a 3-speed 1960s BSA motorcycle transmission. We're also going to hook it up to a manual clutch here, and with any luck, we're going to boost it as well because our last 4-cylinder military engine just loved boost. So, a lot going on. Like I said, we're gonna get started by separating the engine from the generator, seeing what kind of shaft we have, and Ike is gonna work on the transmission because that is a whole thing in itself.
Yeah. So me and John, we've been going through comments for years now, and we've noticed that every once in a while someone's like, why don't you use a manual transmission? Well, we love y'all's comments, and we actually listened to them, and finally we're getting around to this manual transmission. So this transmission is like going to be the perfect size for our build. We've been looking into Harley-Davidson transmissions, and they were like twice the size of this, and they were just too big for our builds at the time. But I think this one's going to be perfect, except for we need to come up with some extra parts. And John, remember that gear that you were looking up?
Yep.
I think it's going to be perfect.
Okay, sweet.
So,
yeah, this is a 1930s through 1960s BSA motorcycle transmission, so they're rare, and finding parts is even harder. But it's a lot smaller than the Harley-Davidson divorce transmission, which packaging is always very important. So that's why we got this one. So we got 3 different types of hardware holding the fuel tank on. It'd be awesome to incorporate a fuel tank on whatever project this goes on, because it is definitely adds to the vibe. Oh yeah. All right. So I'm thinking we can lift the engine and generator out of the cradle and then separate the two, so we can get a look at the crankshaft. I think from our internet research, the crankshaft should be 3/4 of an inch. So I don't know if it's keyed or what, but that's what we've heard. So our clutch might just bolt on. Got some movement. Yeah, I think this thing is just kind of rusted in place because everything that can be loose should be loose. See? Easy.
grab yours and we'll stick it on top of the...
Yep.
Alright.
You got it.
Sweet. Alright.
I don't know what that was in the gas tank, but it wasn't gas. Alright, we're gonna loosen this fuel tank, get the fuel tank disconnected, and try to get the generator off. Look how tiny it is. I mean, it's a twin cylinder, it's about 260 cc's, and it almost fits in the place of like a 212 size engine. So
Would we figure it was a...
Well, it's a 16 cubic inch.
Half an inch wider?
Yeah.
Than a...
Than a 212.
212?
Yeah, so that's why we think this would be awesome in like a mini bike, but just depending on how our transmission and turbo is gonna set up in here, it might go on something else. I can see that this one has really cool cooling fins on the cylinder head too.
Cool.
So just wait till we take that off. And it obviously does not cool as well once you remove that, so that's why it's important that you stay moving.
You stay moving.
The generator is stationary, so it needs this, but when you have airflow on like a motorcycle,
well,
it should be fine.
Yeah. A motorcycle, they don't have them because you're usually on the move. Pretty crusty.
So you guys know how Ike likes cars, right? Well, he's recently come across a couple of deuce and a halves, which are like military trucks. Like, I think they're 5-ton trucks. They're massive. I think he's working on buying another one. That was probably holding on. That's gonna make an awesome trophy right there.
Okay, so we have to find a bolt that's about this long to press the shaft of the engine, which is about right in here on the inside. And it's gonna press this whole assembly off of the shaft because it's on a tapered shaft. So I gotta go find a bolt. It looks like something was already screwed into it. Was there not a bolt in it?
No.
It was just this?
Just that.
Okay. All right. So I'll find something.
Now, I would love to get this fuel filter thing working. That's so cool. It reminds me of my dad's old 58 Cadillac.
We can clean it up.
Yeah.
We can probably get it working. So that is the bolt. So we'll
Old threads, huh?
Yep. Man, you think we can get a torque converter bolted up to this thing?
We could probably make it work if the BSA doesn't work out. But I just want to be able to do a manual clutch dump on a turbocharged mini bike or go-kart. That's
Twin cylinder.
on a twin, yeah. I mean, that's why we do what we do. Glad we're doing this because this needed to be cleaned out. That is so cool. Look at the exhaust. Got like a little muffler going on there. So we already had a spider call out of here. I wonder who else is living in here. Oh, I think the exhaust is stainless steel because it's not magnetic, or it's aluminum, but it doesn't look like aluminum. I mean, it kind of has that like nice bluish look that, you know, bronze look that stainless gets. That is cool. Man, 25 bucks. That's like $1.50 worth of scrap stainless. Pretty expensive at the metal store. Let's keep going. This thing just keeps getting better and better.
That's a muffler. No wonder it's so quiet.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was a straight pipe.
No. Isn't that cool?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get rid of the muffler.
I know. That's where all the horsepower is getting sucked away.
Yeah.
This thing's only rated for 3 horsepower. But the 4-cylinder is only rated for 6, and we know that that thing makes way more than 6. So I feel like 10, 12 is realistic out of this.
I think we're gonna have to clean it up, but we can try to fit it. It's a tight fit.
Sweet.
So I'm pretty sure if we clean this up with some sandpaper, that's gonna be it.
Awesome.
So I was searching online and everyone was saying 3/4 shaft with a taper at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Look how small it is.
It's a cutie. Man, take the muffler off and that other tin. It's gonna look like tiny.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this.
Yeah. That's a cool looking intake manifold. I don't know if it's cast iron or aluminum or what. But
Say aluminum.
I like the look, yeah. Last bolt. All right, there's the carburetor. I can't believe it, man, but like the opening on this carb is about the same size as the 6 horsepower.
Yeah.
So I bet you this engine is also severely choked down by the carburetor and intake manifold. Let's pull the front cover off. Military standard engine. Love all the little details on this thing. What a flywheel, man.
What a unit.
You know, we could probably... That's going to generate a lot of wind, which it needs to generate a bunch in order to get the air all the way over this engine, which there is ducting all over this thing.
And we can shave off every other fin.
Exactly.
If it's an even number.
To free off some horsepower, huh?
Yeah.
But this sucker's... but it's kind of heavy, too. It's aluminum. It looks aluminum anyhow. Anyway, now I can loosen those two back there and get the air filter bracket off, and we can continue stripping it down. There we go.
dirty. Look, it's been.
That's cool.
That looks cool. I like it.
Yeah. Mounting this thing is going to be interesting. We got these 4 very small bolts, but yeah, if we can side mount it, that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah. This is pretty much what we have then.
Yeah, pretty much. We have this governor thing I'd like to.
Let's pop that off. Yep.
See, so we have a governor box right here, and this is what controls the throttle at most likely around 3,600 RPM. So we're just going to see what happens if we take this side cover off, see if we can eliminate it altogether, lighten it up, or if we're going to be opening up a can of worms here. I think it'll be alright. I think we can take it apart.
Whoa.
It uses centrifugal force. You got these 2 weights right here. Dude, we want to get rid of this because this is like, this can break. Like if we turn it up too hard, we can break these weights and the engine will eat it. So yeah, we need to eliminate this.
Make sure we don't get any gunk in there, because that's like the camshaft.
Yeah, that's the inside the engine.
That's crazy.
You can build a plate to plate it off.
Yeah.
So as this thing rotates, you have these weights being slung around, and what they want to do when they get slung around, they open up just like this. And you see the throttle going up and down with the weights?
Yup.
That's how it holds the most likely 3,600 RPM. And yeah, that's it.
So I got all our governor bits removed and have this piece ready to go in. We have a brand new gasket set. Our subscriber Jack, we actually bought some parts on eBay for this thing, or for one of our 4-cylinders, and we got a note in the mail with the package that said, hey, been a subscriber a long time, here are some free parts. So Jack hooked us up with all kinds of service manuals and gasket sets for these 2- and 4-cylinder engines. So we can thank Jack for this gasket set.
Yeah.
And I have this hose set on here, and this is going to act as a good crankcase vent. As you can see, I blocked off that other port as well. All right, so our 16 cubic inch military standard engine is pretty much stripped down to where we're happy with it. We need to cut the end of the crankshaft off to get rid of that taper, but other than that, we're happy with it.
Yeah, and this thing, we measured it, and it is about 2 to 2.5 inches wider than like a Tillotson 212, 225, whatever. 2.5 inches wider, which means it'll probably most likely fit on anything that you want it to fit on, like go-kart or mini bike.
Right.
With some small modifications, of course. It's got the 3/4 shaft, which means a regular clutch will bolt onto it, or torque converter. Not sure about these bolts here, if they would fit a regular backing plate to a torque converter. We hadn't tried to fit one yet. But what we have here is our BSA, and I believe it's a 3-speed transmission. All I found was like 4-speed, right?
Yep. But
when I shifted through all the gears, I only got 3. And it felt normal. So it's either a 3 or a 4-speed. And this is about what we're gonna have right here. So this gear is the output to the rear wheel. This right here, we're gonna have another gear going to to our clutch.
A manual clutch.
A manual clutch. And here's our clutch. It'll fit right on here. And we're gonna have a chain going to this transmission. And that means we're gonna have kickstart, if we want kickstart. We're also gonna be able to clutch dump if we feel like it. So we're gonna be tearing some stuff up for sure. Hope not, but you know, it's always a possibility. It's a pretty tight package.
Yeah, it's like a Honda 250 twin with extra steps, except it's American, British, and push rod.
With a divorce transmission.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is gonna be pretty cool, dude. And with this package right here, my measurements say that it'll fit in my Doodlebug race bike, which we did stretch. Not the frame, but the bike has been stretched because we moved the axle behind the frame on the bike, which gave us more room for engine stuff. But that's not what we're going to put this thing on. We've got to find something to put it on. What about the Rascal?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Rascal Light.
Okay. I don't know. This is going to be a tight fit, dude.
I'm getting goosebumps. That would be sweet.
Right at the top of the valve cover, we got like 14.5 inches. And we got 15.5 from the ignition system.
We can move the ignition system.
Yeah. So right here we've got 14.5.
Oh, we got it. So I'm going to link the new 10-inch Go Power Sports wheels and the Rascal Light kit in the video description if you want to check them out for yourself. We did a video on putting one of these Rascal lights together. It was a lot of fun. Again, it's just like a Miata. Full throttle all the time, wide open, handles great, you know, at 25 miles an hour. It's a great pit vehicle, great for around the neighborhood and backyard.
It's a great learner bike.
Yeah, and you can upgrade it. A 212, 225 fits in there, no problem.
All right, so we're gonna get this off, and we're not even gonna undo the cable. We're just gonna put it off to the side because we're putting this thing right back together.
Yeah, we just want to see if this fits, and we can order a new chassis if it does.
Yeah. All right, I do know that we're gonna have to remove this, so I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the spark plug wires, and then I'm gonna get this out of the way, dude. All right, so this could go just out of the way. The measurement is so close. Just force it.
Crazy. Can't make that up.
I knew it was close. Got both sides now. There we go. So we have to do something a little different with the foot pegs.
Oh yeah.
We need to go a little wider. Yeah.
This is going to be the world's first twin-cylinder Rascal.
Yeah.
Inline twin.
Parallel twin.
Is there a difference between parallel and inline?
In parallel...
Like parallels next to each other? I guess it would depend on how it'd be oriented then.
Let me see.
Come on, baby. Come on. Oops. Worth it. Boom. Exhaust goes right up. Right next to your bum.
Yeah.
A little seat heater in the wintertime. Perfect.
Parallel is inline.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would move the engine further forward, try to get it to kiss the front a little bit better, and then that'll give us all kinds of room to put the transmission wherever we want. So we might have to do the tiniest bit of massaging on the frame or modify the engine plate because it looks like, it looks like the engine plate or this pan can actually drop down probably level with the bottom of the frame.
That'll give us all kinds of room.
It will. Now, we could do a foot clutch.
I want to do like a regular motorcycle, dude.
Come on now.
It's going to be enough of a handful. We can think about it, 'cause we got to wait a week or two for parts. So we will see you when the parts are here and we can get back on this thing. So fast forward and Go Power Sports hooked it up. There is an entire mini bike in this box. It weighs 141 pounds. I put it up on the table all by himself.
Big man.
You should have seen the color of his face. We have a Rascal light in here, which is, right now, it's my favorite kind of budget entry-level mini bike. It's around 600 bucks and it comes with an engine and everything you need to put it together. We're gonna be skipping the 98cc engine that usually goes on this thing, and we're installing our twin-cylinder 260cc engine. Let's get everything unboxed and on the table.
There we go. Look at all that head clearance now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to figure out where the oil drain is. Just kind of. Are you ready? Yep. Pick it up. Come on.
Hey,
Look at that.
pretty good. Go Power Sports has a brand new, smaller version of their MB200 Premium front end kit. They're triple trees, so really, really nice pieces. Have all these holes drilled for the different types of handlebar risers. They are set up for the 8105 Kingpin. So we are going to mill out using our brand new mill for the size, this 1/2-inch bolt used on the Rascal light. Now you can drill it out at home with just a drill bit and just go right through the center. We're gonna move the hole kind of down on that direction to leave as much meat as possible. Is it necessary? Probably not, but
No.
we have a new mill and I just like using it.
All right, so what we're working on right now is the rear brakes. So we did have to move this bracket up a little bit. And Lucas is over there working on some metal that needs to go right underneath here. So we just had to cut it and move it up. This rotor is like really the wrong size for this bike. It's larger than what's supposed to be on there, which is good because we are gonna need all the braking power we can use on this bike because it's gonna be so awesome. Some motor mounts that I've come up with. Something like that. I don't know, something like that. That's gonna bolt to the original plate. And we have these brackets right here that'll mount like right there on the engine coming down, and then wherever they wind up being against the angle iron on this engine plate, we are going to weld it up, and then that's going to allow us to undo the motor mounts, pull the engine out a lot easier. It's just going to be a nice setup. Oh, that's beautiful.
Right there. Got him.
Out of all of those, I only caught 2 washers.
Nailed it.
You know, I really should lighten up the lens on this thing, I'm like blind. It's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah.
Someone keeps messing with my shade. Cover. Alright, let's check it out. So this is your side that you just did. Looks very nice, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
And this is my side. You know what? You're alright. I don't care what John says about you.
Ah, John.
Whack! Alright, looking good, dude. We are trying to set this wheel up, hopefully for the last time. So this is what we have. This is our spacer for the, or our sprocket adapter on this wheel. We have the bolt going in with a spacer there, 2 washers for fine adjustment, a spacer here, and the nut, and we have the brake caliper in place. So now we'll be able to tighten it up for the final time, and then we can start setting up our engine over there. This is looking good, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add the biggest sprocket that I can find. It's gonna help us line up the chain for our transmission and then the engine and all that stuff. We're gonna wind up probably using one of the smallest sprockets that we do have, since we do have gears on this transmission. But this is gonna help us in setting it up. At least that's my belief. All right, there we go. That is awesome. All right, let's get this engine on here, and then we'll work on setting up chain alignment and stuff. All right, it looks a lot better with that engine on it, with those big wheels. Just getting a better look at what it's going to look like. Where's that fuel tank at? Oh. Now that's where the tank goes. It just clears the risers. And this seat hangs off the back. Oh yeah, this is good, John. Yeah.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
There's your handlebars right there.
So these mounts are going to allow the engine to go forward and back, and these are going to mount to the original mounting location on the front and the rear of the engine. So yeah. It's going to work. So I need round up 12 of these little bolts so I can go ahead and mount these to the engine. And it's going to elevate the engine just the tiniest bit, which is going to get the oil pan off of the frame. And once we get that, we'll be able to start mocking up our transmission.
Everything on this bike is just coming together so well, and the transmission is floating here. We have tabs and cross members, and it's ready to get tacked, but we can't tack it just quite yet because we need to install our clutch. Now, for the first time on the channel, we are going to be installing a manual 3/4 inch bore 2-disc clutch. We've seen these online for a while now, and we think it's a really cool concept. We just weren't sure the practical purpose, at least not for us. For racing, I could see it if you want something different than like a jug converter or a traditional 3-disc Bully clutch, it's cool. It's something different, but this is going to be awesome because, well, our transmission doesn't have a built-in clutch. So it's going to be kickstart with a manual clutch thanks to this kit right here. We had to manually grind a keyway into the engine because our mill does not have a bit small enough. So we just did it the old-fashioned way. So it has this clutch guard that doubles as a mount for your clutch cable. So we're gonna line up the key with the crankshaft keyway, and bam, there we go. Transmission is bolted in for the final time, and look who's here to do the honors for the first test drive.
Me?
So normally a clutch basket would go right here with your clutch discs right here. Well, we don't have any of that, and we don't have any of the splined pieces that fit on there. But what we did find out was a 3/4 bushing with a sprocket welded to it fits perfect. So to keep this from going either direction, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this washer that fits on this shaft perfectly right there. We're going to join it and we're going to weld it up, and then we're going to bolt it up solid, and then we're going to lock down those pieces. It should work, fingers crossed. And then we're going to run a chain from this to our clutch right there, and we should have a working clutch for this transmission.
You got any screws so I can bolt this on real quick?
We're saving that for next time. No.
Lining up sprockets is twice as tricky when you have 2 sprockets or 3 sprockets.
Yeah, I like how this is designed. Like the input and the output are on the same shaft.
Yep.
That like tripped me out for a second. I didn't know what you guys are trying to do. Good thing you put these on finger tight.
What?
As far as what? That one. Oh.
So we've got our chain aligned. Oh yeah, we definitely need to weld that plate some. But we're gonna check and see if we have any chunkiness on this chain. I hope not. So I'm gonna pull in on the clutch and rotate. Oh, that's pretty good. So we're gonna definitely have some self-clearing. We're gonna have some rubbing noises for a while until we rub through that that bolt head right there. But apart from that, that's...
We're just talking about gearing on this thing too. What's your thoughts?
sticking.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What are my thoughts of the gearing? Well, I know on the BSA engine, it had a small gear on the primary, and the secondary was probably about so big. So it's probably 1:4 ratio just off the top of my head. And then on the rear sprocket, it probably had a sprocket that size or maybe a little bit lower or smaller with a tire that was probably this tall. So this would be like a tractor pulling gear on a regular bike with this tire size. But since we got a 1:1 ratio on this, that's going to up the gearing. We might be okay. Yeah. So there we go. It's spinning.
Yep.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So we might have to kick it pretty hard to get it to spin, because since we have the 1:1, if we had the larger gear on it, it would spin the engine faster.
Make it wait.
We You might be okay. So you're going to be taking that engine off and you're going to be welding up the plate.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to be working on, I'm going to work on the shifter on this thing. John.
Yep.
So, you want to ride this thing just in like first, second, or third gear, or do you want a shifter?
Shifter.
Okay. Do you want it done quickly, or take some time and do a...
Let's get her done, dude.
Get her done? All right, how do you feel about, since a rat bike, a shift?
Yes.
Okay, good thing, because that's going to be easy. So I'm going to grab the original shifter on this, modify it, and maybe I'll find a cool little
8
ball or something to put on the end of it.
Ooh, I got the perfect thing. I got the perfect thing for it.
Cover.
Might have learned a little something.
Maybe. That's good, buddy.
Okay, so really, we've got several locations we can...
Oh. Yep.
All right, so now we're going to be getting ready to install our tank. We are going to be drilling a hole in the bottom of it in the location that we want our petcock. So we're going to be...
Two options.
We have two options here. If I'm not mistaken, these spots are going to be thicker plastic. I'm not 100% sure. It's just a guess. So we're going to drill in this location right here, 1/2 inch drill bit. We're going to install our grommet and then install our cutoff valve. It's a good tight fit, that's for sure. There we go. Did you hear it just go into place? That's it. Right there. Yep. So we're going to bolt on our tank. Then we're going to start installing, I guess, the carburetor so we can hook up the fuel line.
Carburetor, clutch, fuel line.
Go ahead and put that on.
So on a stunt bike, you have 2 levers on the left side, and the first one, like first finger, is your clutch, and then your second finger is your back brake. So you pop up into a clutch, and your feet, like in a seat or something, you can just like hit the back brake with your hand.
Is that what we're doing here?
I thought we were putting the back brake on the right side.
Well, I think we were planning on setting it up like a real motorcycle where we have front brake on that side and then foot clutch, but we haven't, or foot brake. We just ran out of time.
I think the quickest thing to do is just go ahead and put it on the right side.
So we're gonna have to mount it upside down.
Upside down?
Yep.
Oh, can't do that.
The line is all twisted up.
I've never seen anything like that before.
So yeah, you can, well, you'd have to almost swap these around, but you want the clutch short and your brake long, so.
All right, so why don't we just put the clutch on the weird side, the right side. I've never done that before, but
Ooh, that's
Just to get it going?
just to get it going.
Sure, man.
All right, while Scott figures out the clutch and brake situation, the pièce de résistance is the nice shifter that Scott supplied for us. And this is
It's a proper shift.
Just
yeah.
don't pull that.
Don't pull the pin.
No.
Okay, I think that's gonna work.
It don't sound too healthy. It's also slow to return.
That's gonna be something to get used to. So, how about putting the shifter, the clutch maybe on the left side?
I think, yeah, because you can one finger clutch, one brake.
Okay, I thought that was a terrible idea, but
It's the best option we got.
best option.
All right. That's better. I did my adjustment a little bit more up here.
Oh yeah. Oh, the handlebars aren't tight. Oh yeah. No kickstand.
It's all right.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Oh, it's rideable. All right.
That thing is cool.
Can I try kicking it?
Sure, man. Can you bring it outside? Kick it.
All right, fuel. I think fuel is on.
The kick.
Who's riding it first?
You got it. That's all you got. Whoa, there he goes.
This is so good. This is first gear. Let's try another gear. I'm having trouble figuring out gears. Oh, that second.
Let's go, man. This is good.
Wow, this thing's it's got some legs on it. All right, let's see if I can open it up. This is pretty awesome! I love it. Woo!
This might be like the world's first just agricultural sounding mini bike. It sounds like an old tractor. It sounds like a big inline 4. Ooh.
See how close the front wheel was to the forks?
No, is it bad?
It's so close.
Oh no. time with the transmission?
A little bit. It's hitting the carburetor.
Dragon.
Yeah. So it definitely hit the carburetor. I absolutely love it. The problem I'm having is the shifter's actually hitting the carburetor, so I gotta really jam it to get it to shift. So it's an adjustment. So all I gotta do is adjust it. Dude, this thing is so good. The gearing, we could probably go just a touch lower on the gear ratio on the back.
Okay. What do you think?
I love it.
It is cool.
I love it, dude.
It is certainly unique.
It is very unique. I'll see you boys. I'm gonna go out riding.
He's moving out pretty good.
Boys, good job. That was a lot of work.
So, I really got to get that shifter fixed. Does anyone want to try it?
I'd love to give it a go.
It's
Scott, Luke? I'll probably just put around in first gear because the gear shift seems very complicated.
well, it's hitting the carburetor. I love the kickstart.
Yeah, it is so cool. Seems better. Front end feels nice and soft.
Oh yeah.
This is going to take a minute to get used to.
Is it?
The double
All right.
whirl.
So John wants to give it a go now.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely love it. You do have. I already got my leg on that,
Okay, thanks.
and it feels like it wants to get you.
Okay, we will fix it. I might come back with shorts.
Awesome. So back is shifting down. Forward is upshift.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it seems responsive.
Dude, yeah, it is. I like it. Dude, this is like one of our better builds, man.
It's unique for sure.
It is very unique.
This thing is cool. Wow, really good throttle response. I think the carb needs tuning, but that's not a big deal. Yeah. This is first gear, so this thing is going to be a ripper. All right, let's see if we can go to second. Come on, where are you? Yeah, we got second gear, baby. Whoa. Exhaust is blowing right on your leg. Oh, first gear. Yeah. Oh, second gear. Heck yeah, dude. That is really hot on my foot. Oh. Keep it in second. Whoa, buddy.
I always heard if you used your teeth and pulling that pin,
Oh, if you break teeth.
It'll break your teeth.
Yeah. The movies lie.
That is cool, man. I like it? That is awesome. Very visual. Yeah.
I think it's quieting down some, and we're getting that self-clearing going on.
There's nothing else like it. It's pure pandemonium.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It feels like you're operating a 1800s locomotive steam engine all by yourself.
It's a tank of a mini bike.
Yeah.
And was your leg getting hot with that
Oh yeah,
exhaust?
my leg is like hooked. This is so crazy. Yeah, you're like, all right, I'm going fast, and where's the shifter? Here it is, second gear.
Yeah. So we'll have to figure out the brake. If we move the brake to this side, like get a right-hand brake, it would probably be better.
Yeah, I think we could do like foot brake, like on a motorcycle, maybe.
Yeah.
And we just keep the clutch here, front brake over here, like a motorcycle. Do something else with the exhaust.
Yep.
I mean, it's a handful right now, but this is a very successful first test drive, guys.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
A small one.
Yeah.
So.
It is very unique.
Yeah.
Highway pegs, ape hangers.
Yeah.
Just commit to the bit, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the style, man.
What do you think of the kickstart?
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah,
and it fired right up.
Yeah.
I think we need to tune the carb.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free up the exhaust. Do a little tweaking. This thing ought to be pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It feels more than 3 horsepower it's rated.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Already, and that's before we've really done much tweaking. So.
Yeah.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Good first.
Good
first
job,
guy.
Scott. Thanks for
Good
being here,
first.
buddy. Luke, good job welding, man. Thank you guys for watching. Visit our website, cars-cameras.com. Pick up some merchandise to help support the channel. And if you're looking for mini bike parts, Go Power Sports is the name in the business. Check out the premium front end, their tank, their fuel tank. Really anything we used on this thing that wasn't the engine was Go Power Sports. So give them a call, let them know Cars and Cameras sent you. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.
I like it.
Yeah, this is so cool.
That'd be a good pay.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to see something, we were planning on turboing it, probably like making it nicer and safer first, and then turboing it. But whatever else you want to see, let us know in the comments, man. We did this transmission because the last build, everyone was like, do something with the transmission.
Well, we've been wanting to do a transmission for a long time.
Right.
We just haven't gotten around to it until now.
And they're incredibly hard to find.
Yeah, that one popped up on Facebook Marketplace. eBay, I'm sorry, and it was like the perfect size for what we needed, and John got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rolled the dice a little bit, and we had to do a lot of work to it with
Snake
the
eyes.
sprockets, but we got it.
Yeah. It's good.
Heck yeah.
Let's
Anybody
get her
else?
Let's get her inside and tinker on her some more.
Yeah,
I mean, you said tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
it is kind of deadly.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll tack that in and jack it up high enough to put the wheels on. We see what it looks like.
Can do, Papa.
Maybe cram jam that engine back in there.